Welcome to day 27 of my year 1 walkthrough of Stardew Valley. Alright, so we are finishing up our spring season. Let's check our weather.
What's your name? We're on the air doing the weather right now.
Let's see here. Another day of clear and sunny, which at this point I guess is fine because we don't have to do a whole lot more watering, but I wish we'd get some rain for fishing purposes. And the spirits are neutral. All right, so they're not going to harm us. Ooh, Demetrius. All right. So what Demetrius is basically telling us here is that he is going to use the cave over to the left behind where our empty greenhouse is for one of two things. Either some mushrooms or for some fruit bats.
And the sky was full of what looked like huge bats.
You get to choose, and both have their advantages and disadvantages, but what I recommend you do for the purposes of this walkthrough is to choose the mushrooms option. It applies to 4 of the bundles, including the fall foraging, exotic foraging dye bundle, and I think one other one, whereas the fruit really only is super helpful for the artisan bundle. All right, got some oak resin there. And the mushrooms just gives you way more money overall. So you are going to make a lot more consistent money with the mushrooms.
You what?
And it is going to be helpful for more of our community center bundles that we're trying to accomplish, hopefully by the end of this year. Basically, if you want to do the fruit bats, it's not a bad option, but they only drop fruit intermittently, so you're not going to get it as often. And when you do receive the fruit, it can be anything from sort of regular forageables for whatever season, any season. It doesn't really matter what season you're in. All right, we actually don't need to water our strawberries.
There ain't no more strawberries.
Because at this point, on the 27th, we are not going to get any strawberries again because we didn't plant them until the day after the spring festival.
Have any of you gentlemen an explanation for the quart of missing strawberries?
So there's really no purpose in watering them. We might as well just let them ride it out until the end of the season, which is tomorrow is the last day of spring. So we don't have to waste our time watering those. Or our energy, and instead what we can do is take a gander at what we've got going on here. It is Emily's birthday today. She loves gems, so I'm going to grab this topaz for her because that will jack up her friendship points pretty quickly because it's one of her most loved gifts. She likes pretty much all of the gems. Let's see. I'd love to be able to craft a bee house, but we don't have our maple syrup yet, I don't believe. And Lord knows how these are all organized. They aren't really at this point. Maybe at the end of the day, if we have some more energy, we will spend a little bit more time organizing our chests because, quite frankly, I'm getting sick of looking for things so often.
Oh, good for you!
Alright, so let's wander around, do some foraging. Nothing up by the bus.
I'll turn this damn bus around.
Eventually we'll nab Emily and give her her gift. The good thing about her is that she works every day at the Stardrop Saloon, so we can grab her and give her a gift later on if we don't catch her earlier on the day.
That'll end your precious little field trip pretty damn quick, huh?
Jody wants a cave carrot. She's going to provide us 75 gold if we get that cave carrot, which is great. Let's sort of wander back to the farm and maybe do some fishing in the interim to hopefully, narrowly missed being caught kicking that trash can by Sam.
Dangerous.
Anyway, so we can always catch her at the end of the day over in Stardrop Saloon. She works there until midnight, so we have plenty of time. But I'm going to carry this topaz around with me in case I bump into her earlier in the day. It's a neutral luck day, so we can basically do anything today. We probably won't have great and stunning success at any of it, such as fishing or mining, but oh well. Got a sunfish there. And let's see. As you can see, the lag time between bites is a little bit higher, so let's just give up on fishing and head back to the farm to see if we have a spare cave carrot hanging around for Jody. I'm not sure whether or not we do. It might have been something that I sold or ate in the mines for energy.
You what?
As we were battling our way through trying to get to the deeper levels there. But if we have one hanging around, great. If not, we might as well just head to the mines today and try and grab it because it is a neutral luck day. So we can maybe try and clear 5 levels from where we're at. We're not too deep, so should be possible. We'll see.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
Yeah, no cave carrot there, no cave carrot there, no cave carrot in my seed bin. So let's head up. I'm going to hang on to both the fish and the algae because in dire situations I can eat them for some energy or health. Hopefully we won't get to that point, but you never know. And we already bought our first backpack upgrade, so we're not going to run out of space too quickly here. Especially if we get a cave carrot really early on, maybe we won't bother trying to dive 5 levels down. Let's see. I don't have anything that Linus loves. Sorry, pal.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Alright, and down we go. Level 40. Let's try there. Cave carrots can be found on pretty much any level of the mines. I'd like to get a little bit deeper into these iron levels here, which is between, I think, 35 and, if I remember correctly, about 80. Mainly because we want to try and upgrade that axe so we can get into the secret woods before the end of next season and get ourselves some fiddlehead ferns. So we're going to need some iron in order to do that. Obviously, as well as some money, but
I need that money. That's all we got.
that's okay. We will get there with summer. Summer has some super profitable crops, especially because we were already able to get that nice little star drop seed, which is going to be super valuable. Oh, he got me. What a jerk. Just nab him in a corner between the stone and the wall there and spam attack him until he is dead.
Stop! He's already dead!
Getting a pretty decent amount of the iron ore today considering it's only a neutral luck day, so I am pretty pleased with our decision to head over to the mines in search of Jody's cave carrot. So far we haven't found anything, but I think in the next level or two there are some of those barrels and boxes. Usually you can pull a cave carrot or two out of those, which later on in the game is not super helpful, but now when Jody wants one and when we will maybe want them for purposes of selling and or eating, it might be kind of helpful. Alright, so let's just head straight toward all of the ore. We already got the ladder down, but we also found a bunch of cave carrots. Sweet.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
Can get this quartz and head down. We're on 43. We might as well clear the next 2 levels assuming we can because it is only 12:50. We have plenty of time and really nothing else on the schedule for today. I'd like to earn a little bit more money to try and end the season with around 6 grand if we can, but we can always do a bunch of fishing or something tomorrow if we spend a lot of the day in the mines today. And you're going to be pretty busy your first couple of days of spring in order to plant all of your crops, buy everything, all that kind of stuff. All right, we are infested, so let's be a little bit careful here. It seems to be just bats, which I think we can get with 3 hits. So you may notice what I did earlier is I switched out the sword that I was previously using, which was I think the steel sword or the iron sword, for this forest sword that I found in one of those barrels. The reason I did that is this is a level 5 sword, the other one was a level 2 sword, and we're going to be able to kill these things probably 1 hit faster or so. So as you are going through the mines, just make sure you check and see if what you have is something more to your liking. I generally prefer to fight with the swords. They're a lot lighter than the clubs, and I will admit I am absolutely garbage with the slingshot, so I don't use those, but you should try everything out and see what works best for you.
Don't tell me my business, devil woman!
Work on finding our exit. I thought we got all of our enemies here, but let's see. Sort of crush these miscellaneous rocks on our way. Unless it's a bad luck day and I'm in the mines, usually what I try and do is just head back toward the entrance in search of the exit to the next level. Oftentimes it's actually pretty close to where you are going to be entering down the ladder in the mines, and in a level like this where there's all the bats, that might have been the last one, and so it popped up right there. All right, so we made it to 45. Let's get out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
And eat a field snack so we don't pass out on our way to delivering our lovely cave carrots to Miss Jody. This is the minecart, which will be super helpful later on between traveling sort of between finite locations within the Stardew Valley universe. No, we don't want to eat the field snack. What I'd like to do is sell this old sword because I'm not going to be using it anymore, and there is no point in hanging on to old swords.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Only $100, but what are you going to do? I'm going to hang on to those bat wings. I can always sell them later. We still have a little bit of space left. I don't remember how many I have, and they are helpful for crafting a few items, so I'd like to make sure I have at least 10 in my chest. Okay, let's head down over this way. There is good old Demetrius. Thanks for the cave, buddy. I think that should start as of tomorrow or maybe the next day. I can't remember for sure. Well, it's only 4:10. We're doing all right on energy thanks to that field snack. So my thought process here is to head down to the beach for some possible foraging. Maybe we can grab some corals or any of that kind of stuff, make a little bit of extra dough.
I need that money. That's all we got.
I'm not really carrying around gifts for anybody, so there's sort of no point to giving them any of this garbage I'm carrying because they don't want it. And they will be grumpy with you if you do that. And we want to build hearts with villagers because they give us free stuff. And they give you options for expanding your house with marriage and children, which is great because that's going to help you in beginning of year 3 with Grandpa's Shrine.
You're not my grandpa.
All right, so she's super happy you gave her the cave carrot. You got 75 gold out of it. I don't think I can get into Sam's room. No, so can't get into Sam's room, which is a shame because Sebastian is one of the few characters who actually really, really likes quartz. As always, rummage through the trash cans. Do a quick sweep of the beach, maybe do a little fishing, depending on how long this takes us. All right, we got at least one coral, which is great. And all right, not super profitable to come down here. Oh well.
Oh, shit. Oh my God.
Let's do a little bit of fishing. We're getting pretty full up in our backpack, but we can at least get 1 or 2 things. Oh, all right, there's a clam. Nice. And we have 2 spots left, so we can catch 2 things, or maybe hopefully we can catch more that overlap. And then we can head over to the saloon, give Emily her sweet birthday gift that she is going to absolutely love. Oh, treasure chest, nice. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, played a dangerous game there, but we got it, and I think we're going to get the fish too. Lovely starting. Ooh, 6 gold ore and some wood that fills up our backpack, which is fine by me because we are not down to the levels in the mines where you can get the gold ore. That starts at 85, I think. Either 88 or 5 whenever the iron ore ends. As I was saying earlier, I can't remember exactly, but that's great news because we can forge an iron bar, which might come in handy for either crafting something or to put us that much closer to upgrading one of our tools. All right, I don't have anything for anyone really here except for Emily. She remembered my birthday. This is great. She likes making her own clothes, but it's not easy to get cloth. Hint, hint. Hello to Gus. He's always happy to see us, which is nice.
Is that a 10-gallon hat, or are you just enjoying the show?
He's not selling anything we particularly need. If you scroll down to the bottom there, he has specials every day. Sometimes you can get more than one of things that you may need for either the community center or because they are helpful and give you extra things like luck or speed or defense or attack for the purposes of diving deeper into the mine. So I always like to check and see if there's something great there that we want. Spaghetti is really not that helpful. All right, so let's get rid of the coral and the clam for sure. We don't really need either of those. And then what I'd like to do is spend some time organizing all of these chests here. We have all this stuff. That one is sort of our community center museum chest with all of our like geodes and things to make the forge the iron bars, copper bars, gold bars, etc. So I'm going to make another one that I'm going to put some fish in because now we have the wood to do that, the space to do that, and sometimes on the community center board or on the board right out in front of Pierre's shop, you're going to get requests for things, and quite often people are asking for random fish. So it's nice to hang on to a few of them. We're getting toward the end of summer, so we're probably not going to catch everything, especially because the last day is not going to be a rainy day. But just in case, we may want one for something or another. As far as those bulletin board friendship requests go, which is really helpful for bumping up your friendship. I'm also going to put all of our trash in there.
Yes, it's horrible, this idea.
Because it is sort of fishing related. And we can actually make a recycling machine today because we have an iron bar that will be ready shortly. Or do we already have one? Let's see. Oh, I might have put it in the other chest. All right, we can get rid of these bat wings because we already have a few. What I would recommend as far as organizing things go is just sort of go with what works for you. In general, what I like to do is keep sort of all of my fishing stuff together, all of my mining stuff together, all of my community center stuff together, and then all of my tools and general items such as wood, stone, sap, all that in somewhere else. Separately for now, I'm going to keep all of the farming things together, like all of the products that we farmed. So our fruits, vegetables, all that.
You what?
Eventually, when we have a plethora of wood or a surplus of wood, what we will do is make a chest each for our fruits, our vegetables, this, that, and the other, all of the different categories, foraging. That way we can quickly find what we need when we're looking for things for the purposes of making a recipe or giving gifts or any of those things. But we don't have a ton of stuff at this point because we are very early on. So just organize as you see fit and then sort of expand the categories out from there.
Okay, Pookie.
I'd like to be able to make another lovely field snack. Let's see if we can get lucky and get one of these sweet, sweet pine cones. Okay, there is one hiding out over there. Let's see if we can get through here. Get the wood, get the pine cone. Great. All right, any more of these pine trees? As I've said on earlier videos, it is very strange to me that there's not so many of them on this farm. They're starting to expand a little bit down here, and I am hesitant to chop all of them down at once because A, we don't have a ton of energy to go on and do that all the time, but B, because we are going to want the pine cones later for other things like more field snacks or for things like basically getting more of the pine tar and all of that. So I'm going to try and take them one at a time and just get enough field snacks to get me through the next day. Alright, so we've got our iron bar. We got some more iron ore, which is great. The recycling machine, as you can see, gives you a variety of things based on what you put in there. Trash gives you anything from ores to candles. The soggy newspaper often gives you candles. Driftwood gives you wood. Once in a blue moon, you'll get some hardwood out of that.
Bushwood? A dump? Well...
In general, they're really helpful. That's why I've been telling you all along, just save all of that stuff because it gives you basically no money when you sell it in the bin. But what is super helpful is getting things like ore and wood and all of that for free without having to waste any energy. So it was nice to build that recycling machine. And I still don't have my maple syrup for my lovely, lovely beehive, but that's okay.
And that's okay.
All right, so let's let that run. Hang on to the stuff for the gold bar because we may end up getting far enough with our energy so we can throw another one in there before we go to bed because the gold takes longer than the iron, which takes longer than the copper. Oh, I wish wish that fell the other way. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get in there. Let's walk around the edges and see, but it appears not so much. At this point, I don't have a magnet ring, so that wood is lost to us forever, which is sad. But it's sort of one of the risks of clearing your farm early on. There's places that the wood is going to fall where you just can't get to it. I generally try and avoid chopping those trees, but I thought that one in the middle of the greenhouse wouldn't be too far away. Guess I was wrong. All right, throw another thing in our recycling machine. And lots of wood, which is great.
You have no idea how bad it gets.
Stone. Oops. This one is where we put all of our mining stuff, so that iron bar will go in there, that geode will go in there. And we don't need this batwing or this Joja Cola at the moment. Getting toward the end of the day, so let's finish organizing and call it. All right, so batwings, got 10 of those. We got rid of the rest of them. All right, so we can hang on to this stuff because we're gonna throw the wood into the recycling machine and the gold into the forger early on. So it's first thing we're gonna do tomorrow. So let's just keep it on our person so we don't have to go through stuff. We made a decent bit of money today, not a lot, a couple hundred G, but what are you gonna do? Tomorrow hopefully will be a more profitable day. We did make some friendship points today with Emily and Jody, so that was great. Overall, we also chose to get the mushroom cave with Demetrius. That's going to bring us a lot of money going forward. And we are basically well set up for our spring. I think we're going to get pretty close to 6 G's or so in order to buy all of the crops that we're going to need in order to fill out our community center bundle and make a fair bit of cash. We already, luckily, from the museum and the community center have some seeds on hand to plant without having to worry about spending any money on them. So that's going to be super helpful going forward. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit today, and thank you for joining me at Alice in Walkthroughland. Have a great day.